Rio de Janeiro. Rio. It just makes you want to book a ticket right now, doesn't it?
Right, it's that energy.
Exactly. Vibrant, iconic, those beaches, that mountain. I mean, come on. And we're diving into all of it today. We've got this list of Rio's absolute must-sees.
The greatest hits.
Yes. But you know how we roll.
We're going deeper.
Always.
Yeah.
Deeper than the average travel blog. This is the good stuff.
And Rio is especially perfect for a deep dive. You know, you've got nature like colliding with this urban jungle.
That's such a great point. And these 5 places, I think they really give you a taste, a feel for every side of Rio.
Definitely. It's like they each tell a different part of the city's story.
Love that. Okay, so let's kick things off with the big guy, the one you see everywhere.
Christ the Redeemer.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the new 7 wonders of the world for a reason, right? But what elevates it, you know? What's the story there?
So it's funny you should say elevated because when you're up there on Corcovado Mountain, arms outstretched like Christ.
Wow.
You really do feel it. You're not just looking at this view. And it is incredible, don't get me wrong, but you feel it. Like those arms, that pose, it's saying welcome. It's an embrace. And Rio's all about that.
It's such a diverse city, so that makes sense.
Exactly. And imagine the sun setting, those beaches, Ipanema, Copacabana, they're bathed in this golden light. The whole city stretches out in front of you. And then Sugarloaf Mountain just there on the horizon.
Oh, man, now I really want to go. Speaking of amazing views, Sugarloaf Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
That cable car ride, that's an experience in itself, I bet.
It is. The way you go from the green slopes of the mountain to suddenly this huge city sprawling beneath you.
And what can you see from up there?
You can trace the city's layout. You can see Copacabana, even Christ the Redeemer in the distance. And sometimes you can even see the favelas, which is a whole other side of Rio, you know?
Yeah, you get a real sense of the whole tapestry of the city. And you mentioned Copacabana. We can't skip that.
A classic.
It's almost like the definition of Rio, you know?
Yeah.
But what's the hype really about? Is it all about those famous beaches or?
It's more the vibe, I'd say. Imagine sunshine, warm sand, and then all around you, karaoke.
The locals?
Yeah. They're playing volleyball, just relaxing in the sun, maybe having a caipirinha at one of those little kiosks.
Sounds perfect right now.
It's contagious. That energy, that joy. And visually, of course, it's gorgeous. You've got the promenade, that black and white pattern, very iconic. And then the Copacabana Palace Hotel, very Art Deco, tons of history there.
See, I love that. These layers of history, culture, it's all woven together.
Speaking of woven, Selarón Steps.
Oh, right. The mosaic staircase. That's next on the list. Tell me about Jorge Selarón, the artist. How did that even happen?
So Selarón, he was actually Chilean, but he fell in love with Rio. You know, he started covering these rundown steps in his neighborhood, Lapa.
Just because.
Pretty much. It was his tribute, his love letter to Rio.
Wow.
And he kept going. For years, over 2 decades, he put up thousands of tiles, and every single one is unique.
No way.
It's this crazy explosion of color. Reflects the whole vibe of Lapa, too, you know?
Yeah.
Bohemian, artsy.
Yeah, totally. From bright colors to something a little calmer.
The Botanical Garden.
Yes. Tropical plants, exotic birds.
Wow.
It sounds so peaceful, but is it really that special?
Okay, picture this. A lush oasis right in the middle of the city. You've got over 6,500 different plant species there. Giant water lilies, these huge palm trees you only find in Brazil. Orchids.
And how big are we talking?
Huge. And because it's so big, you get all these microclimates, so you really feel like you're traveling through different parts of Brazil.
Wow. So we've seen Rio from above, felt the energy of the beaches, explored art, and now this peaceful garden.
See? It's that contrast. Rio has it all.
Maybe
We just scratched the surface with these 5 places, but hopefully gives you a taste of what's out there.
Definitely.
The views, those beaches, the art. It's a sensory overload in the best way possible. There's something for everyone.
I love it. Rio, we're coming for you.